Theme song. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Theme song. Driving with Dean. We're doing it a little different today. Alright, it is a blustery day. Intermittent showers. Double rainbows everywhere. It's so magical. We're doing it different today on Driving with Dean. We got Driving with Dean video. We got audio segments recorded in various states. The subject at hand is what? Coincidence and speaking in tongues. Now to the audio. Dean here, driving down the freeway. Thought I would do some rapping. Let's rap, shall we? Let's rap. Hey, so video games, I make them. I've been making them for half my life, so that means I've been playing them since I was about 12. So I've been playing games for 30 years. That makes me an old asshole. But it also makes me an expert in games, in game science and logic, game logic. The topic of this conversation is coincidence. Coincidence, by definition, is coincide. Two events that have coincided have occurred simultaneously. It doesn't make them the same events. It just means that two things should have a similarity. Two things happened and they're the same. And what is the point to this? The video game industry is generally incestuous and generally feeds upon itself as far as ideas are concerned. If it worked once, then it will work again in the sequel, and this is something known as derivative works, all the things that come as a result of the thing. So games initially were run to the right and bounce on the thing. Mario is an example, and the platformer genre created 1,000 Mario clones. So coincidentally, all these games are the same, but they are different. Similarity must be recognized, and their uniqueness must also too be recognized. I named a bunch of games and characters and things like that. Say one of which was Ivo Robotnik. Say my claim to fame is helping localize Sonic the Hedgehog and aiming bad guys and things like this. Japan did not necessarily want that to happen, but for some reason, Sega of America took it upon themselves to change the fiction and said, "Hey Dean, what do you think?" And the rest is history. They are migrating back towards the original fiction. His original name, Eggman, is now being put to the forefront, and Robotnik is pushed by the wayside. But as a result of that name being thrown into the ethos, into the ether, Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine was created. And what is that? That's a reskinning of a Puyo Puyo game, a Tetris-style bubble popper matching game, which again had no reason to be called Robotnik's anything, because it's a Puyo Puyo game. But for some reason, Sega America took it upon themselves to rename this thing and maybe put some gas behind Robotnik. And with the success of puzzle games, maybe Mean Bean Machine would take off. Coincidentally, I have coffee every morning at Mean Beans. Well, this helps it drive-through. Coincidentally, there's an amigos in the Grand Theft Auto universe called Bean Machine or something. Now, is this a nod to Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and the localization or reskinning of a game for a market or something? I don't know. Maybe it's a shout out to coffee beans. But what I will say about Coincidence and Grand Theft Auto is that my initials appear in the game. Those of Didier Sachs. Didier Sachs and myself share the same initials and formatting, the big D, small s. Yes, and while we're on the subject of Coincidence and Grand Theft Auto and my supposed involvement, the secret packages that were found in the game in various places, like, in a ship or on top of a crane in every game, is a result of me actually climbing a crane with one of the Hauser Bros. We actually physically climbed a crane at a construction site to the top there, and that's the reason why there's a secret package up there in my mind, is because we really did climb a crane. The reason why there's a secret package in the Queen Mary type ship is because we really did run around the inside of the Queen Mary and climb the smokestack and every other thing. I came up around a body shop, and my apartment was above a body shop, and my brother-in-law ran a body shop, and so what I'm kind of saying is I like video games. They're fun. Coincidences are neat. I saw a UFO once.
Over there!
Where?
Testing 1, 2, mic check 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, I'm pretty sure what I do as far as my bliss, being a creative specialist or a consultant or an ideas man. I just figured it out. That what I do is speaking in tongues. It's fucking gibberish to the untrained eye, but like speaking in tongues, the person hearing it makes up their own mind as to what that is. I'm just saying, someone says, think of a bunch of stuff, and you burp back a bunch of stuff. The end game. You're not really sure of the end game. What does all this crazy crap end up being? But what I do and what I'm doing right now is nonsense and jibba jabba. But if you're listening, if you're a professional, if you have an ear, you know exactly what is happening right now. Not everyone does that, so don't do that unless it's for fun and profit. Shout out to Motherboard, shout out to Vice. Okay, over and out. Goodbye.